Today, let's sew a skirt from a pattern from 2004. Welcome, I do sewing and DIY related content, and today we're making this skirt from Butterick pattern 4235. So I found this fabric at a local fabric store and it was just so pretty. It's like a really thick flannel, and I knew I wanted to make a skirt with it, and I had this pattern that I had gotten in a stash of older patterns. So when I looked at the date on it, it's actually from 2004. I'll include a picture, but we're going to try to make this skirt. It says it is a so easy pattern, and I am curious to see truly how easy it is. So first step was I had to cut out all the fabric. Because this is plaid, I had to be a little careful for the pattern matching, but once I got everything cut out and ready to go, it was then time to start actually putting it together. So the first step was I needed to transfer over the markings as well as add the darts. So for this, I used pins. You can also use like tracing paper, or you could have sewn on little darts that you could very easily take out. I just laid everything out though with the pins and then got the darts in place so that I knew where I would be sewing. So this is what that one dart will look like, and then I repeated this for all of the other darts that were in the skirt. There was about 5 overall, 2 for the front, 2 for the back, and then there's kind of a facing that goes over top, and that had 1 too. Then I just sewed all of these darts into place, and then once I had them all sewn, I did go over to my serger and just finish the sides of all of the skirt panel pieces so that it would be easier later on when it comes time to combining everything together. This skirt does not have a lining, so you really want to make sure you're finishing your edges. So this is what everything now looks like. It looks really nice and neat. So now for this facing piece, you had to fold this over about an inch. There was a dot that you marked it up against. You can see I have made sure that all of my patterns are matching, and then we're just going to be taking a seam directly across there to hold it in place. So now we're adding this nice little panel on top of our front piece, making sure that the darts are matching. You'll also notice that they have you add a little marks so that you transfer those over as well, just so that everything is lining up as it should. And then on the side, you kind of only go down to a specific dot that they have listed. So I just pinned all of that into place at the top as well as the side, and I'm just basting all of this down. So now moving on to the back pieces, I'm just going to be adding, like I said, the darts to the back. These are 2 separate pieces because we add a zipper in the middle. So I'm just going to go through, do that, and then you sew up the 2 pieces in the middle up to a specific dot that they have marked on the pattern pieces. So I'm going to do that as well. And then I did go through and serge the back so that it is nice and finished. Once I have that done though, it is time to add our zipper. Now the zipper is where I think that this pattern probably got a little tricky. I understand what they were trying to do, where you basted everything up and then you laid the zipper on top and then you did multiple bastings to sew it in place. But what I found was that this really, from the front, it could get a little bit off, and I feel like especially for a beginner, that can be challenging. So I went through, basted from the front, then I checked my zipper, make sure that it worked. That's like always my biggest thing, so you never add in a broken zipper. And then I did lay this on top so that on either side, I'm just pinning it into place. Now this just uses a regular zipper, it's not an invisible zipper. I do think I would have preferred an invisible zipper for this, but I get that it was more of probably trying to keep with that beginner pattern, and sometimes invisible zippers can be a little harder. So now I'm just going to be sewing this in. Specifically, they have you basting it, and then once I have it basted, I'm going to repeat that for the second side. And then one of my biggest tips with zippers, even if while I'm going through just doing this basting, is I always make sure I can still kind of use the zipper. So that's just something that I do as I go along. So now what the pattern wanted you to do was basically pin all of this in place and then sew it from the back. And then you're going to be sewing through both the front and the back layer of the zipper. I think that this could have worked, but to me, especially if you wanted this to be very beginner, it can be a little hard doing it from the back. I would have much preferred, and it's what I ended up doing. I took all of this out and then I sewed it from the front. That way I knew from the front I had a really nice and clean look, and that just gave me a much better feel. Here's what my zipper looks like though. You can't really see it's there, so I do understand that it's more invisible, which is what they were going for. Now I did add in a pocket. The pattern does not include one. I just really wanted it to have a pocket that could fit my phone. So I used a pocket pattern piece I had available, and I will link this just so you can see what it looks like. And then I went through, serged all of the edges up for it, and then once I had that done, I started to add the pocket on either side of the skirt. So I'm just putting one pocket in, it's going to be on the right side. I'm just matching this with right sides together, and then I'm going to pin up that edge and then repeat this on the back panel as well. And that's where we're going to be having the skirt go. So once I figure out where all of this is going to be laying, I then just match this up so it matches directly across. And then I'm going to be pinning that into place as well and just taking those two seams. Once I take those two seams, we can then go through and start to really match this up together. So now that I have that done, I'm just going to go through here. I'm going to match them with the right sides together of the pocket and then sew all the way around the pocket. Now, one thing that I do like to do with this is normally I'll just do one large complete seam where I'm sewing the sides of the skirt as well as the pocket together. So again, this was not included in the pattern itself. I just love a skirt that has pockets, so I'm going to be sewing up there and then sewing the bottom as well so that I make sure that it is nice and contained. And then I'm also just going to be sewing around the pocket, and this is going to finish our side seam as well as that pocket and give us a nice little pocket in our skirt. So really not too difficult to do, especially since this pattern didn't come one. I love to add a pocket though. And I will link the blog post as well as another video about how I added pockets to a skirt in case you're interested. So here's what my pocket looks like. I love it. It's perfect for my size as well as to hold my phone. And you can see the pattern matches very nicely. So now it's time for us to fully complete the skirt by adding the next side seam. So one item that was a little confusing to me as well was how it wanted you to finish off this edge. I did not follow what it said. I just folded this over to give it a really nice and clean look, especially since we have already done that serging and edge finishing. So I'm just going to be sewing this on either side to have that sewn in place, and then you'll have a nice little slit on the side that makes it a lot easier to walk. The main front and back of our skirt is now complete though, so it is time for us to add the waistband. So for the waistband, you can add a little ease stitching at the top if you'd like to give it a little bit more structure. I did find that this was necessary, and then you're just adding the waistband on as you go around. So the waistband is made up of the waistband piece as well as some interfacing to have it be a little bit more stable. And then I'm just going through pinning all of this in place, and then once I have it where I would like, we're just going to be taking a seam all the way around at the top. Then we're going to be folding our waistband in half and then just sewing it on either side so that we get a nice little item that we're able to turn over and get a really completed looking waistband portion. So I thought this was such an easy way to clean this off. So I'm just going to go through, trim some of this off on either side, and then fold this all the way over and then pin it in place. So for this, it provides you a really neat and clean waistband, which I absolutely love. I love when the inside of garments look just as nice as the outside, and this is definitely a way to do that. One item I will caution against is once you have it all pinned in place, the pattern does have you slip stitch all of this, so it is like a hand stitching effort going all the way around. So if you're somebody who has arthritis or your hands get sore, this is going to take a little bit of time and effort for you to do. So just keep that in mind while you are going through it. So here is my completed waistband. It looks so pretty. I just love when they turn out so neat like that. So with this step complete, it is really now time for us to add in a little hook and eye on the back. I had one on hand, so I just sewed that into place, which again is more hand stitching, but it provides it a really nice finishing touch. So here is what the back looks like. The zipper looks nice and neat. The hook and eye at the top looks nice and neat. So it is now time for us to move on to finishing the bottom portion of the skirt as well as that facing. So I'm going to put this on just so you can see what it looks like. This is what it looks like on me. I actually really like how it's fitting. Everything looks good. So now it's just time to finish off those two components. The first is that facing. So I just went through, pinned it all up. I am going to hand stitch all of this. I don't want you to be able to see the seam from the front. And then I also pinned up what the hem will look like on the bottom just so I can see what it looks like. That for the hem at the bottom, I will sew all of that in place using my machine, but I just went through first and did a hand stitch all the way up the side for this, more so that it has a nice invisible look, so that it's not really distracting from the pattern on the front of the skirt. Once I got that done, it looks so nice, looks so neat, and I love especially how the patterns all match and come together. So now it's just time for me to go through, pin up the bottom again, and then take that hem all the way around. And here's my completed skirt. I absolutely love it. It turned out so nice. It's actually really comfortable to wear too, which is so good. I've paired it with some boots just for fun. So like I had mentioned, this pattern was originally from 2004. One thing I will say that was a little off, I was a size 12 for this pattern, and in normal clothes, I'm around a size 2. So definitely when you're looking at any sort of patterns online, be sure you measure yourself to see what size you are in that pattern, just so that you aren't stuck with the wrong size. A lot of them, especially I feel like in the early 2000s, had some weird sizing going on. I absolutely love this skirt though. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. Thanks for watching.